When it's cold and snowy outside, the perfect thing to be doing is to be making your home cozy and warm and comfortable, especially since here in the Northeast, this is really just the beginning of winter for us. February and March usually bring our worst weather in terms of cold and snow, so now is the time to make my home into an absolute winter haven. The first thing I'll do is trade out this candle. I love balsam, but I am ready for something different. This time of year, I love to burn something that's more of a gourmand scent, especially with a vanilla undertone, maybe a vanilla cinnamon, or like this one, vanilla santal. It's a Valespa candle. In addition to smelling amazing, it looks incredible. Is this not one of the most elegant candles you've ever seen? I love some forced bulbs for brightening up the home in the midwinter, and paper whites never disappoint. They're so easy and yet they give such big payoff. I love to pick these bulb holders up secondhand because they are so inexpensive that way. I also started some in soil this year. Jury's still out on which one I prefer. The more birthdays I have, the more I come to realize that every season truly has a gift. And the gift of midwinter is rest. Rest for our bodies, rest for our minds, and rest for our eyes when it comes to neutral, calm, quiet winter decor. It can be so tempting to just skip ahead to the next season. In this modern era, it seems that we are always in such a hurry, but I encourage you to stay present in the season that we are in. Being indoors this much in the cold weather definitely makes me acutely aware of areas like this one that tend to get a bit out of control. For some reason, whatever handbag I am in seems to land on this table. I'm in the middle of a big sewing project, so I relocated those fabric pieces, put my purse where it actually belongs, and took a minute to clear up this little pile of sewing debris that had accumulated here. And this poor fern really needed a water, so it went to the kitchen to get a good soak. Side note, this is a great time of year to check in on your houseplants. Winter heating, especially forced air, can really take a toll on these poor things, and I know that during the holiday season, I don't always pay the best attention to them, so now is a great time to give them some extra TLC. You may have heard me say before, but this parlor table was handmade by my great-grandfather Hans, who was such a talented carpenter, and I'm just so grateful to have this piece. The small photo is of my grandfather, and the table was made by his father. Now these blue Victorian parlor chairs, this is the men's chair with the arms on it. One of my girlfriends brought them to me one day. She just had them in her barn and knew that I had a blue parlor, and she just gifted them to me. I will probably reupholster them at some point, but for now the blue velvet is actually very durable, and thank heavens it's easy to brush out because this is a cat favorite location. Mr. Nosy has to see what I'm doing here. I don't know why, but it is so satisfying to me to have all the velvet combed in the correct direction. This must be how it feels to have perfect stripes in a lawn that you've mowed. Next, I am resetting the sofa in our library. Isn't it funny how we all have a room or a spot where we tend to spend most of our time, even if we have a big house? For us, it's definitely our library. In a lot of ways, it's like what they call a snug in the UK. It's a smallish room, it stays cozy and warm, holds heat really well, and it's just the place where we hang out together the most. For now, it has a really old, beat up, incredibly comfortable sofa that I just throw a drop cloth over, layer lots of soft blankets on, add a bunch of pillows covered in velvet and fur, and it's an amazing place to nap or to cuddle up together during the winter. Someday I am going to completely transform this library, and I cannot wait to show you that project. It's going to be amazing, and I am going to buy myself a beautiful velvet English rolled arm sofa for this room. But for now, we've got Old Faithful and her 500 layers. Immediately after I finished, Thor was up on the couch, and he is allowed in the furniture as long as he's not filthy from running around outside. He gets along so well with all of our cats, clearly, as Bjarni is climbing all over him.
What are you doing? Think they get along? Yeah, talking about you.
Finally, it was time to raid my tea collection and make myself a hot drink. Then I sat down to film this voiceover on my beautiful couch. Well, I hope you enjoyed spending some time with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.